Hello everyone and welcome to the Tea Rush, where we are on a mission to find the best tea in the world. Today I'm going to be reviewing an Anji Baicha from Mayleaf. This is their Jade Arrow Supreme. So I'm really excited about this. I actually ordered a bunch of green tea, 2021 green tea from Mayleaf like 4 months ago. The package got lost in the mail and it just arrived. So I'm really excited to go ahead and review this. I got 3 grams here of the Anji Baicha. And so the instructions say to use 3 grams for 100 ml. So I got my 100 milliliter gaiwan here. Let's go ahead and start brewing this guy. I'm just gonna go ahead and heat up my gaiwan here. Bring it to life. There we go. Let's take a look at these leaves. So it's a real pale green. There's some yellow in there. There's some light browns. It looks really nice overall though. I have spotted a few things that are not tea in there, so would rather not have that, especially since this is a pretty expensive tea. I think this goes for $1.40 a gram, so this is premium stuff. Other than that, the leaves look really nice. Let's go ahead and get these leaves into the warm gaiwan and see what they smell like. Here we go. Ooh, get some traditional green tea smells right off the bat. You get a little bit of the toastiness, I assume from, the basket toasting that they do on this. Slightly similar to, say, a Longjing Dragonwell. Not quite, the amount of roast that you would get on that. Along those lines a little bit. Definitely some other stuff here. It's sweet. There's a real sweetness coming off of here. Yeah, there's some sweet veggies coming off. Maybe some sweet corn. I think I get a lot of sweet corn. Yeah, it's very pleasant. The smell of the dry leaf is very good. Let's go ahead and just give it a real quick rinse here. I don't want to rinse it too much, save as much of the flavor as possible for myself, but we just want to open up the leaves a little bit here. We can give this to Archie, my elephant here, my little tea pet. Hopefully he enjoys that. Archie. Anywho, let's go ahead and smell the wet leaf now. Yeah, a lot more of the green veggies come on the wet leaf for sure. A little bit more umami, creamy maybe. Ah, it smells really good. You definitely, that sweet corn, but there's, yeah, like a fresh green beans, real fresh green beans, like right after you are slicing them, after they've been fresh picked out of your garden. It smells really nice. Oh, there's something else too. Maybe, I don't know, a caramel? Something. So I'm just gonna be brewing it straight up how the instructions on the packaging tell me to. We're doing Gong Fu brewing here. So we're doing 3 grams for 100 milliliters of water, and our first steep is gonna be 25 seconds. So let's go ahead and get 25 seconds on the clock here. 25, there we go. And let's do our first infusion. Here we go. Okay, let's go ahead and taste this first infusion here. If anyone has tried this already, let me know what you think in the comments of it. We're going to be rating this on a scale of 1 to 5 today, as I do with all my teas. Cheers, everyone. Yeah, it's very light right off the bat. This first steep, very light. The leaves probably haven't fully opened up yet. We'll probably be getting a little bit more on the second steep. But it's very pleasant for sure. Pretty delicate. It does have a pretty full mouthfeel, even though it's a very light, delicate tea on this first steep. So the thickness of the tea is kind of surprising compared to the amount of flavor coming off of it right now. So it's definitely a premium tea. You can tell right away just when it hits your mouth, when it coats the mouth, you know this is nice. I'm getting those fresh green beans, those fresh cut green beans, that sweet corn. I'm getting a little something else in there, but those are kind of the main flavors off the bat. I don't know, maybe like a acorn squash or something as well, just a touch of that. That's my first impression of this. Let me go ahead and smell this again. Yeah, there's something more on this on the smell, and I'm hoping that'll actually come through on the next infusion. But yeah, here, let me show you. This is what the wet leaf looks like here. Very nice looking. I love the look of the wet leaf Anji Baicha when it's a nice one. It's got like that real light green matte finish to it. It's very pretty. Yeah, let's gear this up for their second steep. We're gonna put 30 seconds on the clock for this one. 30, 30, 30, there we go. And we are at 85 degrees Celsius on this. I think that's around 185 Fahrenheit. There we go. So here's the liquor. You can tell it's still very light. It's a little darker than the first steep, but still very light green tea here. A lot of activity going on there. So that's what's giving it the thicker mouth feel. Second steep, cheers. It's got a slight another layer now. It's not quite as light as that first steep. Flavors are a little more bold. Those fresh veggies are still there. Kind of that little bit of umami and greenness, brightness, you know, that you get from a lot of green teas. That's there for sure. You don't get a lot of the toastiness. So if you're looking for something more toasty and you really like the Longjings, the Dragon Well, you're not going to get a ton of this off this tea. Some Anjis have a little more of that. Let's see what else we have on this. It's really like a roasted squash that's hitting me in the back of the tongue now. So it's got a little bit of that sweetness, really kind of that, like a pumpkin, and then not like, you know, the pumpkin spice that you get off a Starbucks latte, but like actual pumpkin, which is a squash. So just a little sweetness of squash, maybe either like an acorn squash or a pumpkin. Yeah, and it's a little bit different. There's some spice in there that I'm getting as well, some sort of spice coming through. Not super prevalent, but pretty good. Yeah, maybe like a nutmeg. I think, yeah, I think that's what I'm tasting. You know, you have your garden vegetables, nice and sweet, with a little squash, roasted squash on the side, and you just sprinkle some nutmeg over the top of that. So that's what I'm getting. Here, I'll go ahead and finish up this second steep so that we can head on to the third, and we'll see if this transforms over the course of several steeps here. Here we go. So just a little bit about how we're rating this. I do it on a scale of 1 to 5. So 1 is something that it's terrible. You never want to drink it again. You know, you'd rather drink coffee or something. It's a no-go. 2 is if there's nothing else available, there's no other tea available, this'll do. This'll do for now. 3 is something you can kind of drink maybe while you're doing something else, while you're working. It's something you can sip on. Maybe it's something you can do a Western brew on. It's pleasant enough to drink, you know, while you're working every day. 4 is a great tea. Something that deserves a proper gong fu session to sit down and really experience it. It's a fantastic tea. And then 5 is a pinnacle tea. So that's what we're really looking for here. So I went a few seconds longer on this steep, see what we can pull out of this. See if there's any other flavors we can identify. You're saying 5 is what we're on the lookout for. That's something I'm gonna put out in a glass jar on display. That's something if somebody asks me, what tea should I get? I'm gonna be like, this is the tea. You have to try this. You have to experience this one. It's this slight creaminess that's there. It's not like a thick cream or anything, but it's just this little bit of creaminess in the background, like maybe an oat milk. You've got those veggies, the squash, the sweetness, that little bit of nutmeg, and then here you've just got that addition of the cream. So there's also, in addition to the sweeter veggies, maybe some sort of berry in there. But just like a hint, It's very vegetal, overall. Okay, so with all of that, through 3 steeps, what do I think this should be rated? Obviously it's drinkable. Obviously it's very good. This is definitely something I could drink every day. This is a very nice, spring or summer tea. I could see myself, having a cup of this every morning during the summer. I think it's a great, morning summer tea. Is it a pinnacle tea though? No, I don't think so. And part of that is it's a very consistent tea. So if you like that, this is a good tea for you. The first, second, and third steep, there was a little more flavor as we went along, but the flavors overall stayed very consistent. I wouldn't say it's super interesting, but it's very good. So I think I'm gonna have to go with a 4 on it. I'm probably gonna steep this 3 more times, see if it can make it through 6, which would be very impressive. A lot of Anji baichas, trail off after the 3rd or 4th steep. But we're gonna keep going on this, see how far we can get it. The packaging says 6 infusions. Yeah, so that's what I was gonna try for 6. Also, I haven't looked at any of the flavor profile on here yet, so I'm really interested to see if I match up at all. Actually, let's look at that now. See if I got anywhere close to what Don's tasting is. On the package here, it's got white chocolate. I think that's kind of the creaminess that I was tasting with the oat milk. Warm milk. Orchids. I've never tasted orchids. I'm not even sure I know what they smell like. Gooseberries. I've never tasted a gooseberry. And wild strawberries. I could see the wild strawberry, but it's not that powerful. If you've ever had wild strawberries, they are very flavorful. They're packed with flavor. So I would actually say if there's any strawberry in here, it's closer to kind of like that supermarket strawberry that you get. It's a lighter flavor. It's not quite as intense, but I could see, picking up some of that on the sweetness. I think there's just, I'm picking up too many of the, fresh veggies on the sweet side. That fresh green bean and sweet corn. And also a little bit of carrot as well. So those veggies are what's hitting front and center for me. I'm surprised I don't see any vegetables on this profile here. If anybody has tasted this, let me know in the comments what you think. What did you pick up? Do you agree more with me or with Don on the flavor profiles here? What do you rate it? And also, if there's any other tea or teaware that you want me to review, let me know. I just started doing this, so if you have any comments, positive or negative, throw them down below. I would love to hear what you think and what content you would like to watch. So to sum things up, I tasted the Jade Arrow Supreme today. Gave it 4 out of 5 on my rating scale. Until next time, everyone, have an amazing time on your tea journey, and I will see you again soon. Bye.